Hi everyone, thanks for coming back for part 2. In my last video, I had just finished going over this table right here, and I was just going over the words that I had added, which were lion, roar, and Lord. And Jesus is going to come back as a lion. You see lion right here in the green, and he's going to come with the roar to judge the earth, and over here it said he will judge the world. And of course, Jesus is the Lord of the whole earth. So all of those came up in this table about the sixth seal, where it also says elect, dead rise, and has a star, and the sun, and darkness. So all of those terms come up that are regarding the sixth seal. So I'm going to go on to the next one. And in this one, I had put in the words heaven part and veil rent, because that's what's going to happen at the sixth seal, and those terms came up. You see the word heaven actually comes up in the plain text right here in the green, but you have the word veil in the dark green, and you see the letters V, and I'm not sure where the E is. I think it shares with heaven. Of course, there is a veil over heaven, and then you have the I and the L, or it could be sharing this E. I'm not sure which E. I would have to count the letters between to know for sure, but you also have the word dead over here in the bluish purple, which also shares, you have D, E, A, D. So dead shares with seal. Okay, and this is the sixth seal. And you also had the word rise, so the dead rise. And like I said, the veil is rent, and veil is here in the dark green, and it's sharing one of these E's. I'm not sure which one. It may be sharing rent, because the veil is rent, so it may be sharing the E right here. In fact, I think it is, because if you look at the I and the L, they seem to be equal distant apart this way, and then these seem to be equal distant apart this way. So that would make sense that it's sharing with rent, because it's the veil that's going to be rent. And you see rent here in the wine with the letters R, E, and T. Okay, and then we had the word rise here in the blue, the letters R, I, S, E. So rise shares with sixth. Okay, and then we have part. The heavens are going to part at the sixth seal. So part crosses right through the word sixth. And then you have elect here in the lavender. So I'll just go on to the next one. And in this one, I had added the term oil trees. I had tried to put in olive, 2 olive trees, and that didn't come up, but oil does. And it's very interesting where oil comes up, because it doesn't show the first part of this, but over here it says Jehovah. You can see right here, it says, "Oh, worship Jehovah in holy array." And right here where it says Jehovah in holy array is where it has the word oil in the dark green, the letters O-I-L. And then earth was here, dead is here. You can see dead much better in this table because it comes all in a row, the letters D, E, A, D. And so it definitely shares with the word seal, which is crossing right through it at an angle with the letters S, E, A, L. And over here you have trees and the wine, and the number 2 in the yellow with the letters T, W, O. And then 6 was here, and elect was here in the lavender. So I'll go on to the next one. Well, actually that was all in this table. So now we get to go to the next table over here, and I'll just start with the first one. Okay, I had noticed in the context, this is coming up in Exodus 26, it mentions the number 50 several times in this matrix. Here's one right here, here's another one. Over here you see the word 5, and then 10, of course. So it's definitely making a reference to 50. So I tried to put in days, and it didn't come up in the plural, but it came up in the singular, such as the day 50. So it might be talking about day 50. Also put in pent and cost. I couldn't get the whole word to come up, so I had to abbreviate it this way for it to come up. So I'm not sure if it's talking about Pentecost, but it comes up as far as the prefix and the ending. And so this one reads 6, seal, elect, dead, rise, pent, cost, 50, day. And as you'll see when I put in some of the other terms, it looks like elect may have a double meaning in this table. It may even have a double meaning in the previous table, because let me show you the one before, where you have the word elect here in the lavender. You have this abbreviation right here, so it may have a double meaning, and in this table it definitely seems to have a double meaning, and you'll see why as I get into it. But I'll go ahead and go over some of these terms. In this one you have the word dead going this way in the same color as before, in the bluish purple. The letters D, E, A, D. You have seal in the pink again with the letters S, E, A, L, and it touches right against 50 over here. And elect is in the lavender, the letters E, L, E, C, T, and rise is in the blue, the letters R, I, S, E, and day is here in the wine, the letters D, A, Y, and in the green you have the prefix for Pentecost. You have the letters P, E, and T, and cost is in the yellow, the letter C, O, S, T. Okay, and this is coming up in Exodus 26, and I'm not sure if I need to read this, the whole matrix for this one. Is talking about the tent, the tabernacle, and how it was supposed to be designed over here. And like I said, it mentions the number 50 several times. It also mentions the word, let me see if I can find it in here. Well, it has the number 11, which we'll pull up later. But what I wanted to show you is right here, it has the term goat's hair, which that's what sackcloth was made out of. So, you know, when the sun turns dark like sackcloth, it will be like goat's hair. And I'm trying to find it in here. I don't see it right off. Okay, there it is. Goat's hair comes up right here. But like I said, this is talking about the tabernacle, and goat's hair is also symbolic of the earthly tabernacle that we tabernacle in when we're in the flesh. The tabernacle is a representation of our temporary dwelling place. Like a tabernacle means a tent. So that's why you see tabernacle and you see tent in here several times. And a tent is not permanent. Tent is just a temporary dwelling place. And in the scriptures, when the Old Testament, when the tabernacle was being designed and being built, it was always meant to be a temporary dwelling place, just like our bodies right now are a temporary dwelling place. In our permanent temple, the Bible speaks of the temple in the New Testament as being made out of white linen. The covering will be out of white linen, and it also talks about stones, white stones that make up the temple, and that would be the permanent temple, and the tabernacle is the temporary temple that we now dwell in. So there's multiple meanings for the term goat's hair. And it could also be a reference to the two witnesses, because they're going to come in sackcloth and ashes. And again, I'm not sure if the sackcloth is meant to be interpreted as literal when the two witnesses show up, and I don't know if two is necessarily just two individuals or if it has more meaning to it than that. I've talked about that in my video on the two witnesses. So if you want some more information about the two witnesses and what all that might represent, you may want to watch that video about the two witnesses and what comes up in the table as far as the two witnesses are concerned. But again, the term sackcloth could have more meaning than just, two witnesses coming. Like, a lot of people are looking for the two witnesses to show up wearing burlap, sacks or something, and that may not be what that means. I'm not sure. It could be literal or it could not be. I'm not trying to add or take anything away. I'm just saying that the temple in the Old Testament that was made out of goat's hair was regarding a temporary tabernacle, which is like our bodies, which are temporary. And then when Jesus comes back and everything is restored and the temple is restored, then, the covering for us would be no longer skins. God made animal skins for Adam and Eve at the garden, but then in the New Testament, we're clothed in white linen, and the temple is made out of white stones. So all of these things are symbolic, and they have more than one meaning. So that's all I'm trying to point out here. And sorry for getting long-winded about that, but I'm not sure what other terms stand out in this table, and I'm not sure if I need to really read all of these scriptures. So I'm just going to go on to the next table, and here's where it gets interesting. Okay, in this one I had tried to put in Satan, and that came up. You see it in the green here. Well, no, that's not it. It's over here in the yellow, in this light yellow, with the letters S-A-T-A-N. And then I tried to put in Obama, and that came up in the green with the letters O-B-A-M-A. So let's see what the next one has. Okay, in this one I added the word cast, because Satan is going to be cast out. And that's in Revelation 12. And you see the word cast coming up here in the green with the letters C-A-S-T. And it looks like it's running parallel with the word star, because Satan is also going to fall as a star. When he gets cast out of heaven in Revelation 12, he falls as a star. So you see both of those running parallel. And it looks like I'm running out of time, so I'll have to pick back up in the next video. Thank you.